has been carded when trying to get into an R-rated movie.
Oh god. Alright, well we have it on screen for you guys now. Flowchart versus RetroTech in a Master of Souls versus Royal Storm match. So these variations are not seen as much from these characters. We know Assassin is probably the most popular version of a variation of Katana, but Royal Storm is really good. And right now both players are just trying to get in, but not really being able to. And there we go. A punish on the Soul Ball is going to give us the first solid combo for Retro.
No doubt he decided to go Royal Storm to try and reflect those Soul Balls if they manage to get full screen. Now just trying to keep this corner pressure. He does not want Flowchart to go full screen as Master Souls because any trade will definitely work out in his favor.
That's right. Now this is Flowchart's third straight top 8 with a 6-5 game record. So I know RetroTech is up against a formidable opponent, to be honest.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you should be used to seeing in the top 8 here. You know, it's not easy to get in the top 8, but the 4-3 stagger into the 4-4. So no mix-up, managing to work RetroTech, forcing the break, but now RetroTech getting some damage of his own, trying to put himself in that life lead, but needs to be very careful. One mix by Flowchart, and that's going to do some serious damage. RetroTech not sitting on a breaker just yet.
That could have been more damage, I'm pretty sure, but Flowchart opting to stay with all the bar, throwing the Soul Ball right there. Backing up a little bit, going in forward. The patience right now is amazing by Flowchart. RetroTech finally just butt slams his way through, trying to zone out, throws the corpse and everything.
Oh, and he had the read, and the back 3 Soul Ball connects. RetroTech has to break, but Flowchart has a breaker and the armor. What's he gonna do? And he just down 3 in the back 3, guaranteed. Had to block it, and RetroTech wasn't watching his feet. Very smart by Flowchart, staying composed there.
Oh my god, the risk right there. He had the breaker to go for it though. RetroTech trying to come, to be able to advance here, take the first game. Flowchart doesn't have the resources, but we know that he will soon. There we go. He has a bar now. Let's see what he makes of it.
Now, obviously, with Master Souls being a very much a risk-reward, very high risk, very high reward character, it's a matter of you've perfected the art of the mix. But here we go. This is going to do a lot of damage. Ends it short for 36% into the hard knockdown. Just taking his time, going with the stagger, so close to closing out game number 1. Tried to chip him out, gets opened up, but they didn't. RetroTech didn't think it was gonna hit.
Oh my god, that could have been a punish. Oh no, and he got hit in the end. This is a hard breaker for Flowchart. Oh no, drown another trap. Oh my god.
That right there is a definition of a tragedy. That could have gone in so many different directions. Why? RetroTech had it. Man. You know what? That's where you see the panic. You see the panic. The nerves definitely came into play there, no doubt.
Oh man.
And that is just so hard to watch. No doubt Flowchart is breathing so heavily right now. Thankful that he managed to get that first game.
Oh, now, that's just heart-wrenching.
Yeah, so you can't let that get to your head if you're RetroTech.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
go ahead and stick with it.
I can't, man. That was such a hard thing to see. But as you said, hopefully RetroTech can keep his composure, and just be able to play his best. Right now, Flowchart is taking full advantage of that conversion that he got. 29% drop combo, but still advantage in meter.
Just taking his time, knowing that he needs to be very careful when deciding to throw out those anti-airs. Beautiful hit confirmed by RetroTech here. Upwards of 40%. 40% it is. And this time, narrowly missing that forward 3. Beautiful stuff. Run under, switching positions there. And RetroTech showing that he was not happy with the outcome of the first game there. But wait a minute. One more mix. Oh, beautiful block on the forward 3. And there it is. 4 4 of his own. This should actually close it out.
Oh
but
my
he drops
God.
it again.
And the hitbox on that. Wow, okay.
Jeez, you know, these guys are giving me a heart attack. I can't imagine how they're feeling. Just
Yeah.
the drops all across the board in those clutch situations.
Oh, but a nice teleport read on that incoming projectile. RetroTech really needs to take some momentum for him. An overhead into a soul ball is actually going to connect, and I respect the risk by Flowchart. Is paying off quite nicely for him. Let's see what else he can do. Now a low into the soul ball. RetroTech forced to break, but almost a full stick of butter here for Flowchart. He can do anything. He can risk anything, and he will be able to break.
Here we go, they're finally getting some damage to RetroTech, and then drops the combo, gets hit by a wake-up X-ray, and now you can see RetroTech is upset. You have to, after that first game got in his head.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. We've seen both players drop combos again and again, but RetroTech just getting the worst part of it, receiving that X-ray, going down 2-0 against Flowchart. It's going to be a hard climb if he's going to make this comeback.
Right now, I think the best thing he could do for himself is sit at the character select screen and just calm down. Just relax. You know, he's still playing relatively okay, but he's just going to go straight back into it. Maybe he knows what he did wrong. I'm really not too sure, because the first match was so close, but the second match was much more in Flowchart's favor. Now going into a game number 3, Flowchart on the verge of 3-0ing RetroTech.
We'll see if he can accomplish it. Right now, so he's just patiently walking back or floating back right there. Throws in the soul ball, but doesn't connect. Wow, the patience by this man. He's walked himself into the corner.
Well, he knows that he has the life lead as small as it is, that he doesn't need to go up on RetroTech. Right now, RetroTech closing the gap. Full combo punish here. This is going to do max meterless damage.
And you know, I don't agree with Flowchart's play right now. That patience is walking back and trying to react. He needs to go on the aggressive. He can't let RetroTech even have a taste of momentum, because we know what he can do with it.
And here we go, as we're seeing RetroTech much better, but at the same time, I can't tell if RetroTech is adapting or if Flowchart's just getting a little bit careless. He's throwing out these teleports that we haven't seen him done yet.
Yeah, and he's just going, you know, whether as you said, whether RetroTech is adapting or not, he's blocking all the soul balls as well, which are just other extra punishes for him.
Excuse me, if Flowchart wants to make, you know, really close out the set, he needs to tighten up his gameplay. There we go, forward 3, back 3 stagger into back 3 soul ball, forcing RetroTech to break. Now we're seeing a little bit more life out of Flowchart. But the down 3 gets eaten up by Katana's forward 2. No doubt, Flowchart does not want to go down again. He wants to get a quick 3-0 and just move on.
Oh, and the reflect. That's going to force a breaker right there by Flowchart, who's patiently ducking right now. Nice block on the lift. And that is going to be a punish for RetroTech, who's going to go and finally put his name on the board.
Now, normally I would say, you know, RetroTech, obviously he's still doing fine. But normally I would say that RetroTech is going to get the momentum, but at the same time, if Flowchart cleans up his gameplay, RetroTech still needs to be extremely cautious, because with Flowchart just going for all of these hard reads that haven't been paying off, really, RetroTech got a little bit lucky there, so he needs to be careful. But even now, still, Flowchart immediately going back to Master of Souls. RetroTech obviously sticking with Royal Storm here.
And we're going back into the destroyed city to try to settle this. Can RetroTech tie things up, or is Flowchart going to advance here? I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Flowchart just seems careless right now. I don't know if he's just playing with his food. He shouldn't be doing that, because RetroTech is no pushover.
Even now, we're seeing it's like it's a very strange approach now, considering Flowchart's playstyle before worked just fine. Very nice grab tech by Flowchart there. He was just trying to incorporate the mix. Yet another grab tech for RetroTech, getting the first hit with that fan lift. Here we go, nice damage, just keeping him away at this point.
Yeah, Flowchart trying to go in, but it's not working. That's okay, that's a trade that he's going to win. That's going to tie things up. Going to get the corner position as well after taking 30% of RetroTech's life away. Now a throw comes out by RetroTech. Now it's also, remember, RetroTech has access to that deadly X-ray mix-up that he can go for.
You can see now that that Flowchart is going for a little bit more of a safe playstyle. He's not going for back 3 or 4 3 soul balls anymore. He's going for the full strings, which I think is the really smart move. As you see now, the little hits do pay off as Flowchart is finally on set point. But RetroTech is not willing to go down without a fight, taking his time, throwing his fans, and staying patient.
And RetroTech, again, still having access to that X-ray, so much that he can do, so much respect that he can actually get from Flowchart with it. Flowchart with a teleport, he's actually going to be forced to break right here. Almost dropped combo. Flowchart actually not breaking. What's going on?
Maybe just seeing he's got the round advantage. Maybe he's just willing to give up the round at this point. Going into round number 3. Now this won't exactly kill, but Flowchart probably just they're both sitting on 3 bars of meter, so there's really no meter building allowed. There's really nothing left to gain. Just tried to close the distance, and we are going into round number 3. Remember, Flowchart is still on set point. If he can close this out, he'll advance on still.
Wow, almost could have committed right there into a combo. The soul ball just raw, it will connect, forcing a breaker from RetroTech. Now the meter advantage is in favor of Flowchart right here.
Just trying to stay patient, just occupying that space as he waited for his 3 souls to recharge. Oh, it doesn't block the interactable there. Just slowly, patiently making his way in, trying to get into that corner. The one thing that I haven't seen from RetroTech yet is an EXDP out of pressure. Oh, it doesn't get the soul ball. No doubt that could have led to some really nice damage into a restand.
Flowchart spending his bars right there, coming in, but oh, almost connected right there. Couldn't really get a full combo of it. And there you go, the DP. He's gonna cancel it into that float. Only gets 12% out of those resources, but still, oh no, wait a second, here we go. And this is Flowchart's opportunity, drops a combo, still catches in on 30%. A grab coming out by RetroTech. Let's see if he can actually
out of it just yet. He's so close, and the X-ray just to let it happen. Flowchart taking out RetroTech in the top 8 and advances into the semifinals.
Oh my god, that towards the end it just seemed like Flowchart was dropping all of his combos, but in the end he just closes it out with that X-ray.